This week we went to go see Thunderbolts Asterisk in IMAX 3D. That's right, in IMAX 3D, but is it any good? We'll talk. Hi, how you doing today? It's Just Jess here. Hope you're having a good day. And today, yes, we went to go see Thunderbolts in IMAX 3D, but is it worth it in that format? Honestly, absolutely yes. Why? The movie is literally filmed for IMAX cameras. You get the extended aspect ratio, so what does that mean for you as the viewer? You see up to 26% more only in IMAX. You get to have the proprietary sound that provides powerful in-depth audio experience. However, not all of the movies in IMAX. Some scenes still have black and top and the bottom bars. 3D was nice, but overall I feel like it's still a gimmick for this movie. I don't necessarily think it's essential to watch it in 3D. IMAX, yes, absolutely, but 3D not so much. Even though it does kind of look nice, it just makes a little bit darker with the glasses. There's just not a noticeable popping effect. Some people have been asking me, is there a popping effect? No, there isn't, but sometimes for Marvel movies, for a showtime in the day from past histories. I live in Chicago, Illinois, and usually on like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or Monday, Tuesday, there's one showtime at my local theaters that have that IMAX 3D showing. So usually on this channel, I try to go for the best premium format possible. I know 4DX is still out there, but for me, IMAX, if a movie's filmed for IMAX like this, I'll go see it in that format. But for the 3D, it was just like, no. 3D is just, I don't know why they still do that gimmick. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I told you, it looks nice, but I don't think it's essential. Let's show images from IMAX's official Instagram page. So link below for the sources I use to back up my claims. So let's look at an image they posted on their Instagram, right? This is a screen or two photos side by side. Now I try to do it as perfect as possible. This is what you would get in a non-IMAX experience, right? Now let's bump up the aspect ratio to see what you would get in an IMAX detail. So notice you get to see more of the picture on the top to bottom, such as like kind of the hair on top as well as the helmet, but also in the bottom where it says only in IMAX, you get to see like their hands. Just it feels more immersive experience.
Hey, what's up everyone? So this is just in the future with my recording software. So the reason why I'm giving you this disclaimer is because this isn't the full representation of final build. Based on my editing software, and also if you're watching this on your phone or your TV or wherever you are, the images I try to line up perfectly, but I just can't tell you the experience you would watch it in an IMAX film. Yeah, I'm trying to show you and tell you, but it's just an experience you have to watch it. Notice that the red guardian there on your left side of the screen. There is actually more to that photo that I couldn't fit in my editing software to give you the grasp and the depth of the IMAX experience. So that's why I use the sources to links below so you can see the images side by side, because I couldn't crop it enough to show you especially. So this isn't representation. Just know that in terms of the top and the bottom, there's absolutely more to the left of the red guardian, but since I am constrained with my video editing software and also my newbie of being a YouTuber, it's not a full representation, but I still wanted to give you as much as close to the detail that you should see this in IMAX. So just know that there is more to the photo, especially for the left one, for the red guardian, because there is more to the photo for his like other side in terms of the city and the background. So take care.
Now let's for another picture. This is a little less egregious example, but this is just the beautiful city of New York. This is what you would get in a non-IMAX theater. So this is a regular screen. Now let's bump up the screen aspect ratio to see. See, as you can tell, it just fills up more of the screen in terms of the sky and the buildings. And like I said earlier, it just feels more immersive. Now, of course, links below to IMAX's Instagram page to back up my claims that you should, and it is filmed for IMAX. This is not just me shouting from the rooftops that you should go see this IMAX. No, links below to the sources that I use to back up my claims. Now let's get on with the review. Thunderbolts is an action-adventure superhero movie releasing in the first weekend of May, typically known for the summer blockbuster movie season, even though it's not summer yet because it's still spring weather. Summer doesn't really start until June. Usually in the movie sphere world, the summer blockbuster movie season starts from the first weekend of May, so hooray. Set on a mission to destroy each other, these ragtag secondary and sometimes third-rate characters reunite to combine forces to combat a great evil. Some would say it's a Marvel's DC equivalent versions to a Suicide Squad, although more finer, more polished, and more comedic takes, kind of. Well, not really. I mean, it doesn't really work all the time, you know, but difference between the two. Now, the real question is, will these characters play along with each other? Will they kill each other? Or they will work together to save the day? Find out as we talk about it. Let's start with what I think is the leader. I mean, she is in the front of most of the marketing material, is Yelena, played by the brilliant and perfect beautiful actress known as as Florence Pugh. And just like I said in my quick out of theater reactions, not just this movie, but any movie that she's in, I feel like she cements herself as a leading woman. She has the gravitas, the charisma, she's gorgeous as hell. So I feel like this just cements her in terms of like, yeah, you can definitely lead a film, especially everyone like behind you in terms of ways. We meet her at a little bit of low point. She even narrates in the film, especially when you're first watching it or when you get to the second half of the movie, she's lost. She goes to work, she drinks, she comes home to no one. Now, I don't necessarily think she wants a boyfriend. I mean, she's probably open to it, but she does say, she's like, I come home to no one, I drown in my sorrows. She even talks to like Red Guardian. I'm paraphrasing here, of course, but she's lost in life. She has no direction. She just kills, hunts. She's basically just a mercenary. If you ask me, I feel like she's long overdue for a promotion or a spot in the star of the limelight. You know, I feel like she's overdue for that. She needs to be in that. I think it's one of the reasons why a big majority of the Instagram people or the Twitter people really liked this movie and really resonated because of the emotional aspect of play, not just with her, but with the entire cast of characters as well. During 2015 to 2020, this is just a little bit personal take, I knew exactly how she felt. All I did was go to work, go to the movies, which was conseg, drink a lot, you know, party a lot. Yeah, I had good relationships, but I was inside the wrong people. I basically had no direction other than party, go to work, and hook up. That's it. I'm being very honest with you so I can understand the emotional grip this impact of the movie has for a subset character of people. I said that wrong. For a category of people, you know, they really connected with it based on the comments that I saw on multiple platforms. I'll briefly talk about the other characters. The Red Guardian is awesome. He still feels like the father slash mentor role, not just in terms of for Yelena, but for the entire Thunderbolt team. Although I don't think he has used as much as I thought he would, like based on the trailers. He still has the creepy, comedic takes, keeping you laughing throughout the whole entire of the runtime. He feels like the comedic role for this movie, which is awesome because we love to see him more in bantering with Yelena. Although in this movie, unlike the previous Marvel films that he's in, well, he's probably only been in one, like Black Widow, he doesn't, I mean, yes, he does make quick one-liner jokes to make you laugh, but I feel like he's still showing more of the father figure that we've seen in Black Widow. John Walker as a secondary, I guess they would say Captain America, and Ghost really feel like the core dynamic of this team, along you with Yelena, and with a little bit dash of Bob. And I'm not going to talk about Bob too much because that'll get into spoiler territory. So even though the marketing material will make you believe it's all of them, it's mostly, I mean, yeah, it ends up being all of them, but it's mostly Yelena, Ghost, John Walker as a secondary Captain America, and the Red Guardian. Bucky Barnes as Congressman Barnes is awesome to see. Although he doesn't get used a lot as much as we wanted him to, he basically gets the benchmark treatment. So what does that mean? So basically, yeah, he shows up in the beginning, but he just like looks at stuff, or as people would say, just like interacts with the world around him. He doesn't really have much to do until the second half of the movie, action-wise. You know, yeah, we do see him hand-to-hand combat, you know, and shooting and stuff, but he basically doesn't even see until the second half or interact with the team, which really sucks because I really wanted him to banter or have like comedic takes, or not even comedic, just like interactions or dialogue with the other like Thunderbolts people. A lot of people, there was like fan speculation, or and they even thought about this too, that they were gonna ship Bucky Barnes and Yelena, which to me would have been perfect. It would have been like the Captain America or Scarlett Johansson with Chris Evans that we didn't know we needed, but they really hint at that, or maybe they might do in the future, or I don't know if Marvel wants to do that. Now the reason why I say this is because the rumors and the fan speculation wanted Bucky Barnes and Yelena to be like a ship couple or together, is because she's from the Red Room and he's from like a Winter Soldier, and the thing they had tied to their like past was like, yeah, Scarlett Johansson's character Black Widow, but also Chris Evans, even though they were kind of, I mean, it wasn't really a thing in like, you know, Civil War or the Winter Soldier, but so they didn't really hint of that, and they barely get any screen time, just them together, and some of us wanted that, and I guess Marvel didn't give this to us. A little bit of a negative note, I don't know why Taskmaster, yes, she's included in majority of the promotion material. You even see her in the videos and the photos, although they did trick you if you didn't see the movie yet, because they literally, and I can't even talk about spoilers, but it's bizarre what they did with that character. They literally went in the opposite negative direction. She basically has the least amount of screen time. She's basically in the movie for like 6 minutes, 7 minutes at max, and it's so dumb what they did end up doing with that journey of that character, because especially in Black Widow, when we see Taskmaster, it's like, oh my god, you know, it's like they can copy any funny like art style or the fighting style, and for that character to be treated, especially with the connection with the Black Room with Black Widow and Yelena's character, I was like, dude, you guys could have done so much more, and that character deserved a lot more than what you just did. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, this will not make sense to you because I'm not spoiling anything, but I'm just letting you know, like, yeah, they could have done a lot more, but they didn't. They basically, it's not good. It's not good. The action itself, it's pretty cool. I mean, at this point, it's nothing you haven't seen before. I mean, other than some of the special abilities that, which I'm not gonna talk about because that would go into spoilers. These characters fight each other, great hand-to-hand combat, some amazing shooting sequences, and also using their abilities against each other, but also the enemies they combat when they try to reunite. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it's just like, the only thing that was really like amazing about that is just like, it was like well done. I mean, once they get to the new tower in New York, that was pretty cool, but that leads into spoiler territory, so I'm not gonna talk about it. I said it before, this feels like a Marvel's DC version of Suicide Squad with a little bit finer polish, a tad more finish, and just a little bit more emotion that works out, and less comedic than that film, even though those are like apple and oranges that I'm comparing. Look, I'm gonna be the one to say it. I think I like Valentina Allegra de Fonte. Like, I'm gonna be honest, when I saw her on screen when back in the day when she was doing like shows, look, I'm a guy, I like women, I like MILFs, let's just get over it with. If I was in my career already, I would definitely ask her out for a date, you know, let alone marry her. She still has like the evil villainous arc, even though she doesn't feel like that much of a villain. She just feels like a person that does bad things, is what I would say. She wants to get stuff done, you know, or basically she wants power. They're trying to impeach her, basically. She's trying to do her dirty work, her black ops in the sand, you know, but she does have the confidence and charisma to turn things around, which that ending was pretty cool. I did not see that. I was like, oh no, you know, it's time for you to get what you deserve. But she's still, I mean, she's fine, you know, she's great in the movie. I'm gonna talk about the second half real quick before we end this video review, and it's about the evil villain. Of course, no spoilers. Marvel usually has their one movie, one villain type problem. Now, if you don't know what it is, it means Marvel has one villain for one movie and then they go away and then you never see them again. Yes, for particularly this film, that doesn't really apply. And when they were handling the climax or resolution, I was thinking, I can't believe they were gonna go down this route. You know, especially when I was unfolding, I wasn't really keen on seeing it because it kind of felt like a 1984 situation for Wonder Woman. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be more emotion and talking. However, they really make it work better here with the emotions and the characters and the struggles they go to. So I'm like, all right, they didn't work that in that film, but this one, it kind of worked better just in terms of the mistakes and what you think is best. You know, they really work well with synergy and the charismatic and the charisma of the team, even though they have their different backgrounds and they're going to, plus a little bit of action to give you the cherry on top for the ending. Look, at the end, I did like this movie. I liked it better than Captain America Brave New World, mainly because I'm in love with Florence Pugh and of course the actress who plays Valentina, but also I feel like this movie is just a better film overall than Captain America. The synergy of the DC equivalent Marvels of Suicide Squad or the Thunderbolts really work well. By the way, did you know that second end credit scenes was filmed with the Russo brothers? So I don't know if you caught that, because when I was watching the end credit scene, the second one, you know, I was literally at the edge of my seat. I'm like, wow, this almost feels like old Marvel movie magic with phases 1, 2, 3. So it was nice to see. I was like, dude, I'm excited to see where the series goes next. Marvel was a little bit of low point. I'm not just saying this movie is gonna take them out, but this is a nice upward trajectory where things are gonna go. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give this a grade B. This is a great start and what you want for the start of summer blockbuster movie season. And also, to be honest, I saw this in IMAX 3D. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that, take care, bye.